Okay, algebra geometry students, this is some notes on stem and leaf plots. Okay, so we have some notes and an activity here. First of all, this is a foldable once again, so we can fold this in half. It was meant to be cut out and save some paper here, but you only need one half of it. Hopefully you can put this in your 3-ring binder still. All right, so I can represent and analyze data using stem and leaf plots. That is your learning target. All right. So what is a stem and leaf plot then? A stem and leaf plot is a graph that represents data using a table. Okay. So we can graph data in different ways. Hopefully you can read this. But we can graph data in different ways. One way to graph it is with these stem and leaf plots. All right. So the stem right here is this part. It represents the tens place value. All right. And what do the leaves represent? They represent the ones place value. All right, so it's the last number. All right, so the key shows how to read the values. So here's a key. 8 before the line and then a 3 after just means 83. So you know, you've got 78, you've got 79, you've got 79, and so on. So here's an example then. Let's use this data down here. And let's not quite do this one. Let's do, let's just find the average of these numbers, all right? So let's just find the mean, okay? That's all we want to do here, the average of these numbers. So let me write out these numbers. These numbers are 108. All right, we've got 115. We've got 125, 128. We've got 131, and we've got 136. Okay, those are our numbers, and from there we can find the mean just by adding these up and dividing by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna add them up and divide by 6. All right, that's something you guys can do with your calculator fairly easily, I'm sure. 108 plus 115 plus 125 plus 128 plus 131 plus 136, all divided by 6 gives us about 123.8. Okay, so we're going to say the mean is about 123.8. That is the average amount of, I guess in this example, it was money made per day. All right, so that's how we find the average here, and that's how these stem and leaf plots work. You know, for this one, for example, if you're writing out the numbers, you've got 78, you've got 79, you've got another 79, all right, and so on. 80, all right, 83, 85, 87, all right, 90, and 91. All right, so you can write out these numbers easily and sort of see where these things are coming from. Okay, so what I want you guys to do next then is I want you to do this activity. Once again, another foldable, so we can fold this in half. We only need half of this here. But this activity is to create a stem and leaf plot. All right, so we're going to read these instructions. It says, use a deck of cards or cut activity cards. So we are going to cut activity cards. We do not have enough cards, so we're going to cut these activity cards. These activity cards Ms. Tietzma will give you are right here. All right, so you are going to have to use scissors to cut these out. And that's going to be a little time consuming, but you're going to cut all these things out, and you can just do one side of this, okay? So you don't have to cut both of them out. Just fold this in half and just cut out these numbers, okay? All right, once you cut out all these numbers, all right, then you are going to shuffle the cards on your desk, and you're going to place the numbers face down. You're going to spread the cards out and select 12 cards. Use the numbers from the cards to create the stem and leaf plot, and use the stem and leaf plot to answer the questions, these questions below. All right, so we don't care about this part because we're not using the deck of cards. All right, so the questions we're going to answer, you know, once we get things organized in the stem and leaf plot, you know, the questions are, what is the mean of the data? So you guys are going to add them up and divide to find the mean. You're going to find the median, you're going to find the mode, you're going to find the range, and then you're going to answer this question, what percent of the cards picked have numbers greater than 7? Okay, so, you know, if you look at these numbers, it looks like you have numbers, you know, in the 0 spot, in the 10 spot, and in the 20 spot. That's as big as they get. I don't see any bigger than that. So basically, you don't have to write anything here. Then you have 1 and a 2. So if you draw a 5, for example, that's your first number, you'd put that here, 5. Okay. All right. You could put a 0 here if you want, but that would represent 5. If you, let's say you draw 14, then you'd put that number here, 1, 4. Okay. Let's say you draw let's do a 21. Let's say you draw a 21. That number would go here. All right. And you just keep doing this. You don't need a comma, by the way. I don't know why I drew that. But let's say you pick another one that's in the teens. Say you pick 15. Okay, 15, then you'd put a 5 right there. Let's say you pick a 14. All right, then you'd put another 4 here. So go ahead. I know we already picked 14, but there is 2 of them here. So, all right. Hopefully this activity makes sense. Hopefully you guys get some good practice making a stem and leaf plot. I wish you the best of luck and have some fun.